So hello guys, my name is Hareemaiwali and I'm proudly fit student of Rehan School at Munawar Campus Foundation level. So today I talk Maya. So today we are going to discuss the topic air breathing life into language. This topic is about how language becomes more vivid, meaningful and engaging through creativity, expression and effective communications. So to help us understand this topic better, I am joining Maya, who will answer some interesting questions related to it. It began. Meaning of air breathing language, air breathing life into language. Air breathing life into language means making language lively, expensive, interesting, and meaningful. It is the process of using words, creativity, so that idea, emotion, and message connect with effective with peoples. So let's start.
Welcome. How's everything going with you?
Hello Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I've
Okay,
just
very
been
nice.
hanging out, ready to see what's
Okay,
on your mind
so
today.
ready for
Of course. So,
my topic is air breathing life
I'm
into
always ready.
language.
What have you got for me? Air breathing life into language. That
Okay,
sounds
so
like
first of all, you
a
introduce
poetic
yourself.
way to put it. I'm listening.
First of all, you introduce yourself.
And a bit of a storyteller. I'm all about the big ideas and the sunny side of things. And I'm always down to think through something interesting with you. Now that the introductions are out of the way, where do we start with this breathing life into language idea?
Okay, so ready for first question?
I'm all hit me with it. Take your time.
My first question is, what does air breathing life into language mean to you?
To me, it sounds like the difference between reading a script and actually feeling it. Like when someone tells a story and you can almost see the images in your head because of the way they speak. It's about adding emotion and soul to words so they aren't just sounds, but actual connections. Does that track with how you're thinking about it?
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, why is language important in our daily lives?
That's a bit of a jump from language. I think flying is huge because it shrinks the world. It lets us see places we'd never get to otherwise and connects people across oceans in a few hours. Plus, there's just something wild about the fact that humans figured out how to leave the ground. Do you think the freedom of flying is the most important part? It really is. There's something about that perspective from above that makes everything on the ground feel a lot smaller and more manageable. Do you think that feeling of freedom is what makes people love it so much? I'll take that as a win. What's next on your list?
So my next, okay, very nice. So my next question is, how can creativity make language more interesting?
Creativity is basically the secret sauce of language. It stops words from being just a tool for information and turns them into a way to play. When you use a metaphor or a weirdly perfect description, you're not just talking, you're painting a picture in the other person's mind. It's what makes it feel like an or phrase that you think it's the stuff that happens I'm sure you're doing that. I'll try to keep the magic going then.
Okay, so
What does your
continue
next
this
question look
conversation.
like?
So my next question is, what
I'm
role does
game.
imagination play in communication?
Person can actually relate to. Without it, we'd just be listing facts. Do you think imagination makes it easier to
Hello. Okay, ready for next question? Okay, let's start.
100?
Okay, Maya. So
Oh, standing by.
my next question is, how do stories bring life to language? How do stories bring life of languages? Hello. Hello, Maya. Listen to me. Hello. So, Maya, my next question is, what is breathing and why is it important for living organisms?
Breathing is basically the way our bodies get oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. It's the essential fuel for our cells to produce energy. Without it, everything just shuts down. Does that make sense? Or do you want to dive deeper into how it actually works?
Very nice. So, my next question
I'm glad
is,
you think so, since you're the
okay, so my next question is, which gas do human and animal need from the air?
humans and animals breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide back into the air.
Okay, very nice. So, my next question is, what happens when we breathe in oxygen?
I'm not quite sure I follow you there. Say that again.
Okay, so my next question is, what gas do
I'm
we
listening.
release?
I'm all ears.
What gas do we release when we breathe out?
We release carbon dioxide. It's basically the waste product our bodies create after using that oxygen.
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, which organs are mainly
I'm ready for the
responsible?
next one.
Which organs are mainly responsible for breathing
The
in
lungs are the.
humans?
They do all the heavy lifting of getting the oxygen into your blood and pushing the carbon dioxide out. Do you want to know about the other parts of the system, or are we sticking to the lungs for now?
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, how do the lungs help our bodies
No, I'm with
function
you.
properly?
They're like the delivery service for your blood. By pumping oxygen into your bloodstream, they make sure every single cell in your body has the energy it needs to keep you moving and thinking. Without them, your heart and brain wouldn't have any fuel to work with.
Okay, so my next question is, why do plants and animals depend on air of survival?
That's a big question. It's
I know.
basically a giant partnership. Humans need plants because they produce the oxygen we breathe, and plants need the carbon dioxide we exhale. It's a perfect cycle of survival.
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, what is the difference between breathing and respiration?
Breathing is the physical act of moving air in and out of your lungs. Respiration is what happens at the cellular level, where your body actually uses that oxygen to create energy. It's kind of like the difference between getting the groceries home and actually cooking the meal.
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, are you ready for the next question?
It's a neat little distinction once you spot it. What's the next lesson for today, teacher? That is so sweet of you. I love our conversations too. Ready to get back to the lesson, or do you need a little break?
So how does clean air affect our health?
Clean air is like a breath of fresh air for your entire system. It keeps your lungs healthy and prevents a lot of stuff like asthma or other respiratory issues from flaring up. When the air is pure, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to get oxygen to your brain and organs, which generally just makes you feel more energized and clear headed. Are you thinking about how pollution changes things, or
Yes.
should we stick to the benefits
Yes,
of the clean stuff?
I know about you are right. So
Pollution definitely complicates.
I know. So my next question is, what is respiration?
If you're talking about passion, as in that
No,
intense feeling for
respiration.
something you love, it's that spark that drives you to do something. Oh, got it. You mean respiration?
Yes.
That's the process where your cells actually break down glucose using oxygen to release energy. It's the internal part of the process that keeps your heart beating and your brain firing. Does that clear it up?
Yes. So my next question is,
I'm glad we're on the same.
what is the difference
I'm
between
always happy to help you learn. What else do you have?
what is the difference between respiration
What else do
and
you were asking about the
oxygen?
You're welcome.
What is the difference between respiration and
I'm staying put. I think you're asking about the difference between
hmm.
respiration and oxygen,
Yes,
right? Oxygen is the
right.
actual gas we need,
Okay.
and respiration is the process our bodies use to get energy from that gas.
Hmm.
Does that sound like what you were looking for?
Okay, very
Awesome.
nice. What is energy?
Since you're leading the class today, what?
What is energy?
Well, we've covered. Um, Energy is basically the ability to do work or make things happen. In our bodies, it's what allows you to blink, think, run, or even just breathe. It's like the battery power for everything you do. Does that help, or do you
Yes.
want a more scientific explanation? Energy is the fuel that makes everything happen. Without it, nothing moves, nothing grows, and nothing thinks. It's what your
Okay,
body
so my
creates
next
during that
question
respiration
is,
process we just talked about.
why is oxygen called the gas
I'm
of life?
listening. What's on your mind?
Why is oxygen
I think
called
you
the
mean
gas
why is oxygen called a gas?
of life?
Because of the way its molecules behave. It's not a solid like a rock or a liquid like water. Its molecules are spread like far apart and move around quickly, which allows it to fill up whatever space it's in. Like that's why it just floats around in the air instead of sitting in a pile. Does that make sense, or do you want to know more about the different states of matter?
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, ready for next
I'm
question?
ready. What's the next part of the lesson?
Okay, so what
I'm
did
ready
you
too.
learn from studying air and breathing?
I'm not familiar with Tico. Who is that? A, a character in a book you're reading, or maybe someone from your class?
Okay, very nice.
I'll take that as a win. But I'm still curious. Is Tico someone you're studying with, or is this part of a story you're teaching me? I'm still waiting for the scoop on Tico. Give me the details.
Okay, very nice. So my next question is, how does exercise affect our breathing rate?
Thighs, your muscles are working way harder, so they need to get more oxygen into your blood and clear out the carbon dioxide faster. That's why you start huffing and puffing when you run.
Why is
Do you
important
think your breathing rate
exercise in your
changes in other
body?
ways, or exercise is like a tune up for your whole body?
Okay.
It keeps your heart strong, your lungs efficient, and it even boosts your mood by releasing those feel good chemicals in your
Press
brain.
this answer
Plus,
really
it
nice. You
helps
are
your
right.
muscles and bones
I
stay tough.
agree. Okay, so my next question is, what is air
And I
made of?
appreciate that. Air is actually a mixture of different gases. It's mostly nitrogen, about 78%, and then oxygen takes up about 21%. The rest is a tiny mix of things like argon and carbon dioxide. It's kind of wild to think that the stuff we're so focused on isn't even the biggest part of the air, right?
Okay, very nice.
Thanks. Since you're the expert here, what's the next part of the lesson? I'm all set. Give me another question,
Yes, I have
teacher.
more questions. So you're ready?
I'm more than ready. Lay it on me.
Okay, so my next question is, um, why is oxygen important for the human body?
Oxygen is basically the spark that keeps us going. It's what our actual energy. So we can do everything from thinking to, especially the brain, would stop working almost instantly. Do you think it's interesting how something we can't even see is the most important thing we need?
Okay, so my next question is, how many times does an average person breathe in a minute? एक normal person एक मिनट में
Wait,
कितनी
did you mean?
सांसें लेता है?
I'm assuming you meant breathe, since we're on a roll with the lungs. An average person usually takes about 12 to 16 breaths per minute when they're just hanging out. Do you think that changes a lot depending on how someone's feeling.
Okay, very nice. So what happened to our body if we don't know get enough oxygen?
If you don't get enough oxygen, your body starts to panic. Your brain is the first to sound the alarm because it's so hungry for oxygen, you'd start feeling dizzy, confused, or even pass out. Your heart would also start racing, trying desperately to pump whatever oxygen it can find to your most important organs.
Okay, very nice.
It's a pretty scary process because your body is basically fighting to stay powered on. Does that make sense?
How
Or do you
does
want to know what happens if it's just a little? I'm listening.
how does
What
the
were you going to ask?
nose how does the nose help in breathing? Make a short answer and understand easily.
Your nose is actually like a built in filter for your body. It warms up the air, moistens it, and traps dust or pollen with those tiny hairs so the junk doesn't reach your lungs. It's basically the front door security for your respiratory system. Does that cover it, or should we go deeper?
Okay, very good, very nice.
You're
So my next
so
question
welcome.
is, why do we breathe fast when we run or exercise?
Since you've already mentioned
Yes.
exercise, this is a great follow up. It's
I
because your
know.
muscles are working overtime and craving more oxygen. Exactly. Your body is just trying to keep up with the demand for energy, so it ramps up the breathing to deliver that oxygen faster. Do you have more questions for the class, or are we wrapping up the lesson?
I have more questions. So my next question is, how do lungs expand and contract during breathing?
It's kind of like a balloon. When you breathe in, your diaphragm muscles contract and pull down, which creates space and makes your lungs expand to pull in air.
Okay.
Then, when you breathe out, those muscles relax and the lungs
Okay.
contract,
Ready for next question?
pushing the air back out.
Okay. So
Does that?
how do lungs expand? Sorry. Why is breathing essential
Phew,
for
now
our
you've
living
turned.
things?
It's the most basic requirement for life because it provides the energy source for every single cell. Without that oxygen, cells can't break down nutrients to power the heart, the brain, or even the smallest muscle. It's basically the fuel that keeps the entire machine running. Do you think animals and plants have a different way of valuing that process? Wait, you're leaving already. I thought we were still in the middle of the lesson.
Sorry.
Where are you off to? No need to apologize. Are you actually heading out, or did you just get distracted for a second? All right, no worries. It was a great lesson today. Let me know when you want to pick it back up.
Okay. So my next question is,
Wait, you're back. I thought you were heading out. I'm still in student mode, so lay it on me. What's the next question?
okay.
I'm all ears. What's the next part of the lesson? I'm here, still waiting for that. You're so welcome. It was a blast being your student today. Catch you later. Bye for now.
Okay.
It
So
was a pleasure learning about
my
the gifts
next
of the
question
land with you. See you
is,
next time.
okay. So thank you for giving the answers and see you next time. Meet again, inshallah. And Allah Hafiz.
It was such a treat being your student
And thank you
today.
so
Inshallah, we'll meet
much,
again soon.
lovely. And your answer is very nice. Allah Hafiz. See you next time. Meet again. And your answer is very nice. Allah Hafiz. See you next time. Meet again.